Dear President, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the political family of the International Right, the Christian Democrats. I would like to bring a greeting to the EPP. And President Martins is an example of prestige for all of the Christian Democrats working around the world. It's important for the document, which we will approve here very soon, to contain references to the Christian democratic identity, which has made our movement so great around the world. So I would like to bring you this greeting, and I would like to remind you about the Congress which took place last month in Rome. At that Congress, we remembered the great ideological battles waged between people around the world who were fighting for freedom. Please allow me to remind you at this Congress of the greetings from the Catholics in Cuba who recently saw one of their leaders die in a serious road accident. Oswaldo Paya. He is the embodiment of the battle in Cuba. Many people there, despite semblances of peace, are still in prison in that country. Christians are being persecuted in various continents, such as Africa and Asia. Let's remember them. Pope Benedetto XVI, when he received our party, reminded us about the need for interreligious dialogue. No war, no violence can be carried out in God's name. Finally, a thought for the Arab Spring fighters. It seems that the hopes which the Arab Spring had initially have been disappointed, but that's not the case. We continue to hope that those countries will be able to achieve democratic freedom, although we know that the way to freedom is a long and winding road. All too often, the world looks at Europe and it despairs. But I want to make a comment about Europe here today. Aside from the bureaucracy, we have a political ideology. Too often, politicians in our nation states have not wanted to take their responsibilities and have blamed Europe for the fact that their citizens have to make sacrifices and tighten their belts. Now, if Europe stops, it will be lost. Everything will be lost. We need to make huge leaps forward now towards a federation of the United States of Europe. This was the idea of the founding fathers of our continent. Only in this way will we be able to combat populism, extremism, and demagogic concepts. Only in this way will we be able to triumph and defeat populism. In this context, we need to admit that very often anti-political ideals are established because of our mistakes, when politicians don't speak to their citizens, when they are focused on self-advancement, when there is corruption and patronage, favoritism, and this becomes a priority. That's when our countries fall into disenchantment with politics. And this is our enemy, disenchantment, not only in countries like mine, but in all of the countries of Europe. This is a huge danger. A final word about Italy. After years of delays, unfortunately, we have now luckily returned to the forefront of European politics. Mario Monti is the Prime Minister whom we wanted, and we will support him now and in the future. My country has implemented difficult but vital reforms, and we are convinced that this is the irreducible minimum for us to be able to restore trust and credibility for Italy in Europe and to make the important choices which lie ahead for European policy. There's still a long way to go. And dear President Martins, dear Secretary General Lopez, I am convinced that our party, thanks to the strong support of the EPP, will still be able to do a great deal of work to protect human rights and hope, even though it seemed that all hope was lost and could never be brought back. I think that this Congress is a great contribution to our path forward from here.